As long as you roll.
And Roma, what led Frank Cali out of his house is the subject of the investigation. We are told by the chief of detectives that it was an auto accident, that someone, the assailant here, backed up their pickup truck into his SUV outside his Toad Hill home, and that's what led Frank Cali outside. Chief of Detectives Dermot Shea says when he came outside of his car, outside to check on his car, there was an altercation between him and the person in that vehicle, and then the gunshots.
He exits his house. There's a conversation, and it's a little preliminary, and there is video accounts of what took place. I won't get too deep into it, but whether it was an altercation or a conversation, that remains to be seen. But he has a conversation with an individual in front of that residence, and that individual at some point in time, it's only about a minute into it, pulls out a firearm and shots are fired.
Shea says the suspect left in a blue or silver pickup truck. It was dark, so they don't exactly know. He says it has rear end damage. Investigators are checking license plate readers and surveillance at all the crossings into and out of Staten Island. We're talking about the Outer Bridge, the Verrazano, the Bayonne Bridge, to see if that vehicle fled Staten Island. Also checking the NYPD cameras in the area. Because of that, Cali, his home, was searched by investigators. His family was not cooperating with the investigation, forcing them to go to a judge to get a warrant to search. They were able to get surveillance video of the incident, and they are working the investigation that way. Cali rose to prominence in 2015, filling a void when Dominic Selefew stepped down, seeing as he rose in age. Cali is one of the youngest mob bosses to ever rise into prominence in New York's crime family scene. He was 40 years old when he became the head of the Gambino crime family. The NYPD taking pains today to say that this is an active investigation. They're working with their federal counterparts at the FBI about this. But it's important to note that Cali has only been involved in some in very few crimes. He's only been investigated by the FBI 2 times, named in investigations. He served 16 months in prison for what they said was shaking down NASCAR officials as NASCAR sought to do an event on Staten Island some years ago. And that is the very latest here at police headquarters. I'm Miles Miller. Roma, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Miles, thanks very much.